2023 is finally over, and we're about to head into 2024, and it was a pretty wild year in real estate. And I just want to take this time and share some thoughts about all of the wild ups and downs we had this year, some crazy interest rates, some sales that didn't happen that we hoped would happen, volume that was non-existent, and a lot of predictions that did not come true. And I also want to take this time to share what's going to happen in 2024, because there's a lot of opportunities that are going to happen this upcoming year. A lot of great experiences we're going to have. A lot of great news is coming out about 2024, and I just want to share that all with you and my predictions for the upcoming year. And since this is December 31st of 2023, I do have this resolution that I want to make a lot more of these long form content videos. And you guys know me as having these fun short form videos that are, funny and have jokes about things going on in the local community. But I want to share a lot of good quality informational videos so that you don't miss out on any of them. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so that you're notified whenever I release one of these videos. Because like I said, 2024 is going to have an amazing year for jumping into real estate. And I want to share that information with you so that you can take advantage of those opportunities. Buying or selling real estate is what you have in mind. 2023. Let's talk about that. What happened? Well, a lot of people had this prediction that we were going to have this massive collapse in real estate, that it was going to be something like 2008 all over again, that because interest rates had shot up, in 2020, 2021, interest rates were down in the 2s and 3%, and everybody was buying homes like crazy back then. And now the interest rates, they were getting up into the 8% this year. And everybody thought that nobody was going to buy homes because interest rates were so high so fast. Well, the exact opposite happened. Buyers still needed homes. And therefore, all the homes that were getting listed at appropriate prices, that were marketed appropriately, they were getting sold. And so therefore, that collapse did not happen. And there's a few things that also contributed to this lack of collapse, and that was a shortage of inventory. And we saw that in 2020, 2021, there was a lack of inventory because everybody was buying and becoming a homeowner. Well, when the interest rates came back up, all the current homeowners did not want to become sellers. And what I mean by that is, if you had a 2% interest rate on your mortgage, you didn't want to move across town to be, 10 minutes closer to a job or in a different school district just to have a 6% higher interest rate on your mortgage. Sellers were reconsidering the idea that they wanted to move to have a different home. Even the idea of downsizing might even cost you more money. So the sellers disappeared in 2023. The buyers never disappeared. There's plenty of buyers that I've been working with that are out there eager to become homeowners. It's just we don't have the inventory to sell the homes to them. Buyers are not concerned about the interest rates, especially first-time home buyers. The buyers that would have to be sellers, they're the ones that are concerned about interest rates, and therefore that's what's keeping our inventory low. Now, there are going to be sellers who will sell because of things that happen in life, death, divorce. Here at Fort Knox region, we do have a lot of service members that come in and out, so we are going to get sellers from that. And then the final thing we have here hyper locally in our community is a lot of economic growth. Up in Brandenburg, we have the new core factory, and down in Glendale, we have the Blue Oval SK factory. These are multi-billion-dollar factories that are going to be bringing in a lot of work. So not just with those factories, but we're going to need more schools, more homes, more convenience stores, more grocery stores, more everything to support the amount of economic growth that those two factories alone are going to bring. So with that, all of those workers are going to be buying up the homes that we have because they're bringing in workers. For example, even with the Blue Oval SK, they are bringing in workers from Korea to work at that factory. So we have to have housing for those workers. We can't hire from the local community because they're going to be bringing some of those workers from, like I said, from Korea. Now, what can we do to fix this problem? If you've noticed, we've been doing a lot of construction in our community. The price of rent has been going up like crazy because, again, everybody's moving here. If you can't buy, you have to rent. So the rent market has been going wild. And I believe it as early February or end of January, my column in News Enterprise, I said it was going to be a 20% increase in rents this year. And I would say I was probably on the point with that prediction from the beginning of this year. And the reason we saw that is, again, that there's no available inventory. But if you look at now over in Elizabethtown region, from behind was Rural King, over behind Menards, between Menards and St. James, excuse me, or over on Ring and Shepherdsville Road or Miles Street, there are a lot of apartments being built there. So I do believe in coming in 2024, we are going to get a lot of housing in the form of apartments. So we will get some sort of stabilization when it comes to rent. And also, even in the northern part of Hardin County, in the Vineland area, you can see a lot of constructions going on there. In Radcliffe, I don't know what they're doing. There's a lot of earthwork going on there, but it's in the Illinois Street on the very north end of Radcliffe. There's a lot of work going on there. And also there's the builder Centric Communities. They like to do entry-level homes for affordable housing for first-time home buyers or home buyers that just don't have a lot of equity or ability to purchase large, expensive homes. And they're building homes in a community in Radcliffe right now that are starting at the $200,000 price range. So there are a lot of big builders. We had D.R. Horton and the Centric Communities move into Elizabethtown and build large communities down there to provide single-family housing as well this last year. So we are getting a lot of this inventory that our community needs. And so going into 2024, that's what we're going to continue to see is a lot of building. And I represent a few investors that are out of state who like to buy rental properties out here and have them managed. And one of these investors brought up a great point one time. And I keep talking about how great that this region we're in, Hardin County, Meade County, these regions are so great to be investing in real estate right now. But if it was so great, how come I'm not buying and have these rentals like he's doing? And it's a really good point. And I do have buy and hold rentals that are in other states. It's I collected those from my time in the Army, where the Army said, maybe you should be stationed here, I buy a house and I move, leave it with the property manager, and then buy a new home at the new duty station. So I do have rentals on other states, but here locally I don't. So it's a very good question to have, because I don't have rentals here. So it's so great, why don't I have it? Well, right now I am taking advantage of this opportunity that is available, because there is such a shortage of housing that I am personally jumping in and investing not in the rental side but in the building side. So it's a lot more hands-on. Buy and hold rentals, and I would love to do that all day long, and it's great to have passive income. Just money comes in every month, and you really don't have to do much when you have a rental, especially if it's managed by a property manager. It's the greatest thing in the world. But doing the construction right now, especially here in Hardin and Meade counties, we have such a shortage of housing that I've been jumping in on taking advantage of that opportunity to build housing. So, and for myself, we started a little LLC to do this, and my wife, she's really been taking the charge on this. And if you follow her on Facebook, she's Realtor Anna, it's spelled ENA on Facebook. Check her out. She's making videos almost every day showing the progress. But we have 2 homes right now under progress in Radcliffe, 1 in Vine Grove, and we're about to start a 3rd home in Radcliffe. So we are actively investing. So I do put my money where my mouth is. I do believe this is a strong economic place. I do believe there's going to be a lot of growth here in the coming years, that there's a lot of opportunity in Hardin County, Meade County, to take advantage of the change that's going to be happening in this landscape. Now, what's going to happen to home prices in 2024? Well, that's a really good question, because when everybody thought it was going to collapse here in 2023, it didn't, obviously. I keep saying that to some people, and they say, well, home prices are coming down. Don't you see it on every listing? It seems like the prices are coming down. Sure, the there's an initial offer of, we want to sell this home, let's say for $300,000. If they don't get any offers, well, the agent or the homeowners will say, let's bring the house down, let's offer it now at $290 instead of $300. That home a year before might have sold for $280. Therefore, yes, they did adjust the price down, so it appears that right now the prices are going down, but if we look at year over year, the prices are still going up. But where are we going to go in 2024? Well, there's been a lot of talk that the Federal Reserve is going to do, I've heard it, it's going to be 3 to 6 cuts. Whatever they do with interest rates is what they're going to do with interest rates. But there seems to be a general consensus that the interest rates are going to go down. If they choose to bring these interest rates down to the 5% range, that would be amazing, because a lot of things are going to happen. Those who already recently bought homes this last year, they're going to refinance and they're going to get a huge savings on their monthly bills, because saving just a couple percentage points on interest is massive. It will cut your payments down by several $100s depending on how much your mortgage was to begin with. So we're going to see a lot of refinancing. We're also going to see a lot of buyers returning to the market. Like I said, a lot of first-time buyers, they're always trying to find a home. We're going to see a lot more people convert themselves from renters to first-time home buyers because it's now more affordable. When that interest rate drops from 8 to 5, it's going to be a massive adjustment in affordability. So the home is still going to be, let's say, $300,000, but the monthly payment, the portion of that that goes to interest, is going to drop significantly. And therefore, more people will be able to afford housing and to become a buyer. This is also going to free up people who currently have really low mortgages. The golden handcuffs I talked about, where I have a 3% mortgage, and why would I want to move and get an 8% mortgage? Well, now that 5% is not so bad compared to my 3. And so I might be a little bit more willing to make that move. And we're going to see a lot of sellers become buyers. And that's going to increase our inventory of already existing homes. Now, so we're going to get more inventory from builders. We're going to get more inventory from sellers becoming buyers. But I do want to point out, I've said a lot of things here about we're going to get more buyers, we're going to get more sellers becoming buyers. And I want to take that time to just emphasize that when the interest rates drop, we're going to see a lot more demand. Supply is not going to get increased overnight. We have a huge supply problem in our local community. Like I said earlier, we do have a lot of builders who are trying to fix that, but homes take time. It takes months to build a home. And yes, we do have a lot of builders, but it still takes months. There are lots of people who want to buy homes and not a lot of people building them, and not a lot of people want to sell the home they're currently living in. So it's going to take some time for the inventory to get fixed, for the supply problem to get fixed. But when the interest rates drop, what we're going to see is the demand increase. The demand is going to spike because we're going to have a bunch of buyers start flooding the market. And I want you to take a moment and think about that whole economic supply and demand. So having the interest rates drop drastically is going to be kind of detrimental, if you will, to buyers, because it's going to be competition. I know I said earlier it's going to be great for buyers because it's going to make homes affordable because the monthly payment is going to be less. But that's only those who take advantage of buying a home early on before the flood of buyers return. Once all of the buyers start returning to the market, it's going to be game over, and we're going to see prices start returning. They're start rising as more buyers return. As there's more demand, we're going to get more offers on listings, and even if the home's appropriately priced, get multiple bids, and it's going to raise the price up. And therefore, the homes are going to get more expensive. You'll always be locked in at the price of the home. You'll never be fully locked in on your interest rate because you can always refinance. So, like I said in the beginning, I'm going to be putting out a lot of good content this year, and this is one of those key tips. If you're planning on buying in 2024, get yourself a plan now. Think about what it is you want to buy. Get your financing squared away. If you haven't started working with a local lender, get with a local lender, somebody who can pre-qualify you, who can talk to you about how much home you need. All right, you don't have to be committed to buy a home. You don't have to be committed to work with that lender. Just talk with them. Get some free information about how much home can you afford today. Because once you find that home that you do want, you need to be able to jump on it, pull the trigger, and buy it. Because once there's a lot of people are interested in buying that home, it's going to cost you more. And if you have to offer more than the asking price, now you've locked yourself in at that higher price. So as the year progresses in 2024, we're going to be seeing, this is my prediction, we're going to be seeing home prices going up just because the interest rates are coming down and the more competition from more buyers are turning into the field. So there you have it. There's a couple of my predictions. Rents are going to probably stabilize because the massive amounts of apartments that are being built right now in our local community, but home prices are going to be going up because interest rates are going to be going down. I guess that's the predictions when you think about it. Now, here's another prediction that's kind of interesting. Let's talk about realtors specifically. The real estate industry has been shaken up by a lawsuit. If you read my December article in News Enterprise, this lawsuit was about the compensation that realtors get paid when they assist a buyer. I'm not going to go into full details of this. But in short, the National Association of Realtors and various major brokerages in America were found liable in this lawsuit that is billions of dollars, and basically it was attacking the compensation model of how realtors are paid. This is going to create some fear amongst realtors, and it's also going to change how realtors are going to get compensated. Now, that fear is probably going to be very scary for the realtors, not for buyers and sellers. This is really not relevant for you, but it's going to scare some realtors out of the business. Now, this year, I haven't pulled the stats in about a month, but back at the end of November, I was looking, and it seemed like compared to 2022, we've lost about 15 to 20% of the realtors in our local board. I'm part of the Heart of Kentucky Association of Realtors, HCON. And with this board, we're talking about 15, 20% of the realtors have not produced this year as compared to the previous year, so 2022 to 2023 production. And then of that, it was a huge percentage have only done one or two transactions. And we're talking, the membership to be the local board of realtors is very high. That I predict that also that come 2024, there's going to be a huge drop in membership because it's December that we have to pay these membership dues for an annual basis, not a monthly basis. And a lot of those people that were low on production are probably thinking it's time for me to pull out. And the reason we're probably going to lose a lot of realtors too is a lot of them got in 2020 and 2021 when being a real estate agent was super easy. And what they thought was, I'm just going to get in because everybody was selling a house. You just threw a house on the market. You didn't have to try. There was no work to do. And the house got sold. But come 2022 at the end and all of 2023, you actually had to work for this job. You couldn't just show up with a cell phone and take some pictures with streaking lights. You had to, like we do at our brokerage, we use high quality photography. We do virtual tools. We use drone photography. We pay for marketing to get your listing pushed out there in front of the eyes of everybody. These agents don't want to invest the money on their clients. They don't want to invest that time, that effort. And they don't realize that's what's needed to get homes sold. It's not 2020 anymore. It's not 2021. It's back to the days of being in the trenches. And those agents, I think, are going to be gone. And what's going to be great for consumers is the agents who survive through 2024 and probably 2025. Those are the agents who are going to be the ones who are going to represent their clients the best. They're going to be the most, if they can survive this time, they know what's best for the clients. They know how to market. They know how to represent and get the transaction completed. And they're not there just for the easy money. Because those who want easy money, they're, like I said, they're falling out already. So that's going to be great for consumers because we're getting rid of those who are giving this career field a bad name. The lawsuit, what that's going to do to shape the future, we don't know. They just said that the National Association of Realtors was liable, these brokerages were liable, but they gave no solution or what to do to not cause those problems. I like that, when people say you're wrong, but never tell you how to be right. So I'm really looking forward to see what that has for the future of us. But I'm looking forward to 2024. It's going to be a great year. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for buyers. Like I said, if you are primed, get ready to buy a home. If you've been talking with a local lender and you got your finances in order, you know how much you've got saved up for a down payment, or you've made adjustments to your lifestyle so you are saving a little bit with each paycheck and put it in a little bank account where you're not going to touch it. So when time comes, you have that money. You've done the research. You got the local lender who's giving you some information about pre-qualification and different loan programs, and you know what kind of home you want, the region you want, or the school district you want, or what have you. You've done all of that work so that you are ready to go. That's how you're going to take advantage of 2024, because there's going to be a lot of great opportunities out there, and I'm really excited. My name's Brian with the Realty World, and if you got any questions, feel free to let me know. But I look forward to working with you. Just leave me a comment on what you think your predictions are for 2024. I look forward to seeing you next year.